In this piano tutorial, we'll be learning part of the song Mitch's Moves by the late great Parris Bowens, and this is such an awesome song because we can use it as an exercise to practice different voicings within the song and also learn how to modulate in between different keys. So what I'm going to do in this lesson is start off in the key of C major, and you're going to notice that within the song, it sort of loops around, right? It's an infinite type of song, right? Because we're going to modulate from C up a minor third, right? So that would be 3 half steps, 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to play the song in E flat, right? Then we go up a third and play the song in F sharp or G flat, right? Then we go up a third again to A major, and then if you notice, if we go up a third from A, we're actually going to get back to C, right? So it sort of loops around from C to E flat, F sharp, and A, and then back to C. So let's start off in the key of C major, demonstrate how it sounds and how it modulates to E flat, and then we'll get into the specifics with the chords, okay? We're in E flat. Right, and then we get to F sharp and so on. So if we get into the specifics of the chords, obviously you can hear there's a common melody going throughout the song, but something that stands out is that for the majority of the song we're basically going down the major scale, right? Sometimes we skip a note, but most of the time we're going down. So given that we're going down, the reason why I say that it's a great exercise for voicings is because for each of the notes we're going to play a chord, right? So we're going to start off on that 1, right? C major. But then for the 7, right? And we're talking in terms of the bass or the left hand, right? We go to B, but usually in a diatonic I guess sense we would play a half diminished, right? That's the diatonic. But in this case, we're actually going to play a 3, which is an E, right? An E over that 7. And to give it more direction, we can add the dominant 7th, right? That gives it sort of that feeling or that transition from that 3 to the next chord, which is going to be a 6. Right, and we're simply playing an A minor 7. Right, quick tip, an A minor 7 is simply a 1 over a 6, right? C major over that A. So we started off on the 1, then a 3 over 7, then a 6. Now the next note is going to be a 5, but what chord are we going to play? Usually when we play a 5, we simply play a 5, right? Or we play a sus chord, right? Like a G9 sus 4. Or we may play a minor 5 sometimes when we're doing a 5, 1, 4 progression. But in this case, we're actually going to play a 1 over 5, right? But not simply a C over G. We're actually going to add an extra note, which is going to be the minor 7, which makes it a dominant, right? C dominant over G. So far we have right, and this chord right here leads us. Usually when we hear a dominant, we want to go to the 4th, right? According to the circle of fourths. So the 4th of C would be an F, which is actually the next chord. And we can simply play this voicing right here, which is just an F major, but the A is up top, right? And this A being on top is very important because the next chord is actually going to be right over this E, but instead of playing an E minor or an E major or a 1/3, right, we're actually going to play a 6, a major 6 over that E. Not only is it major, but it's also dominant, right? So we went from that F to this A7 over E. Now the next chord is going to be a D minor 6, right? Now this chord is a little bit odd sometimes, right? A D minor 6, but something that we can notice is that if we invert it, we actually get a B half diminished, right? All I did was take these 3 notes and I brought them up here, and it becomes a half diminished chord. And when we see this B half diminished, or in the places where we mostly use this chord is in the 7-3-6 progression, right? And it's actually serving that same function in this song, right? But we're playing it slightly inverted, right? We went from the F to the A, and then to this D minor 6, which is sort of functioning as a 7 chord, right? But over this 2. So as I said, it functioned as a 7. So the next chord is going to be a 3, but it's voiced in this way, right? It's voiced over a B, right? E7 over B. And then we're back to the 6. Right? So from the beginning up to this part, right? Then we'll get to the 6. Next chord is actually going to be a 5, right? A G major. And then it's going to be a 4, right? Sort of regular diatonic chords. So 5, then an F major 7, then a 1/3, right? C major over E. Obviously, if your fingers don't reach, you can play it up here. Right? You always have to find a way to make it work. You can either use the sustain pedal or simply move the notes around so that it works for the size of your hands. So 5, 4. Now this is where the change comes up, right? We're going to play a 2, but we're going to play it as a dominant 2. Right? D7. Right? I'm obviously stretching a bit over here. And using my hand as an example, I can't reach this 10th right here, this 10th interval. I can't reach from D to F sharp. So what I do is simply use my sustain pedal to hold the note out, okay? And then the next chord is going to be a 5, right? So, and then from here is where the modulation is going to occur, okay? So what we're going to do here is go to the 2 of the next key, right? The next key is, as you remember, a minor third up. The next key is going to be an E flat. So we go to the 2, which is an F, and we're simply going to play a 2, 5, 1 in this new key, right? So after the 5, we go to the minor 2, then the 5, and then we're in the new key, which is E flat, right? So one more time. Did that 2 in the regular key, then we played the 5, which we can actually voice as a G7, so it's 2, and then we play a minor 2, right? In this case, F minor 7, and then what I'm basically doing is playing this A flat over F minor to get that minor 7 sound, and then I go from A flat to B flat, right? And then I go to the 5. And then I play an F minor over that B flat to get that B flat 7 sus2 sound, and then we're on the new key. Okay? So what I'll do now is actually play it slowly from this E flat so that you can get the notes. And also I'll play the whole thing going from C to E flat to F sharp to A and then back to C, and I'll record it as a MIDI file. That way you can download it at the end of the video. Okay. Something else before we move on. There's a variation that I also heard Parris Bowens do one time. Right at the end of the C, in this case, right? We were on D. Instead of playing a regular 5, he actually played a 2-5-1 to get to the next 2-5-1, right? So let's see if I can explain it a good way. So we did, instead of playing a regular 5, he played a minor 5, then the 5, which would be the C7, right? So we're thinking in terms of F instead of E flat, right? So we're playing G, then C, and then we play the minor 2 of the next key, which is E flat, right? So G minor, C7, F minor, then B flat 9, right? And then we're in E flat, right? So I guess a better way of thinking about it is a 3-6-2-5-1 progression, right? He did 3, right? We're thinking again in terms of E flat, which is the new key. 3, 6, 2, 5, and then 1. Let's see what happens if we do it for F sharp now. Right? That would be the way that we do it, right? B flat, E flat, A flat minor, C sharp or D flat, and then we're in G flat or F sharp, okay? So I'll just play the whole thing very slowly in the key of C, going up to the different keys, and that way you can download this part of the video and study it on your own time.